Hello there! This week's video I've decided to do as a shout out to a subscriber and a good bloke who I met online called Viva La Fletch. Viva La Fletch lives, not in the UK where I live, but all the way around here, down, right by a bottle of cassis, somewhere that's not even on the map. That's how hardcore he is. So there's 5 games, vaguely associated with things he might find interesting. Hopefully you will too. I'll put shout outs to some of his videos as well on the way through. So let's get started with Leaky Roof. We're starting off with Leaky Roof by Peter Shaw from the Virgin Games for your ZX Spectrum. I was trying to find out if New Zealand was rainy or not. It varies wildly. Some parts are subtropical. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. So this is very similar to Rat Catch, if you recall earlier in the other week. There's no noise. The graphics are nice. You've done nice big chunky characters. The idea is you've got a leaky roof and you need to catch the drops of rain, so you don't need to call the plumber. The big difference is, unlike Rat Catch, you don't need to be exactly under the drop. The drop, you can hit the side of the bucket and it still counts. It really could do with some sound. Do you want to play again? Yes, I do. Let's try again at a different score. So the idea is, if it's a bit rainy and Mr. Fletch has a leaky roof, then he can get to use his nice yellow bucket with the handle to catch the drops. So you control this with the cursor keys 5 and 8. The drops are nice and big and chunky. Nice graphics. The code you type in doesn't tell you which user-defined graphics keys to put in. There are 8 of them or so. There's 4 characters for the drop, 4 for the bucket, and 2 for that's 10 actually, 10 for the bricks. You have to type them in, run the program, then look again and correct it all. But this was Leaky Roof. This is Motorcycle Stuntman from More Games for your ZX Spectrum, and it was written by Graham Carter. In this game, it's up to us to put our crash helmet on, get on our little motorbike and jump over a number of double-decker buses. We hold down any key, watch our speed increase. When we release the key, we'll surge forward and jump over the ramp. The idea is to land on the ramp on the far side. Start off with 5 buses. Let's try and guess the speed. 84 miles an hour is too fast. We miss the landing ramp, try a slower speed. 56 miles an hour is too slow. I thought I hit the ramp, but obviously slightly too slow. 74, too fast. For each interval you hold the key down, your speed will increase, and it increases fast. 57 miles an hour is just, so 56 was too slow, 57 was just right. So now we try again, but this time with more buses. 89 miles an hour, just right, 2 in a row. Now how about now? That's a load of buses. So let's go with 157 miles an hour. Not quite fast enough. 164. So the actual window, we know it's between 157 and 164. 168 is obviously too fast. That's definitely too slow. Fortunately, I can just keep trying. Although I don't have to go to hospital in between. That's too slow. We know it's going to be above 154, but below. Oh, 154 was done it. 18 buses. So that was Motorcycle Stuntman. It's only two pages in the book. One more go for luck. I think we're going to go for 70 miles. 70 is too slow. It has no sound. A bit of sound would be quite good. 85 miles an hour, 9 buses. Nice and simple game. This is Torere from Computer Games by Patricia Grady. It is a traditional Maori game from New Zealand. The board consists of an 8-pointed star and a central area called the pudahi. The original boards were either drawn on the ground or marked out on the bark of a tree. We can now play Torere against the computer. I have the black pieces, which we will see in a moment, marked 1 to 4, and the computer has the red pieces. It's a blocking game. The aim is to blockade the computer's pieces so that they cannot move. There are 3 types of move: from the centre to a point of the star, from one point to an adjacent point, or from a point of the start to the centre, but only if one or both neighbouring points are occupied by the enemy. You cannot share spaces. So this is the first time I actually used functions, I think, in anger. And the def function, never used it. It actually makes sense, really. This is drawing the star. This is real spectrum time. When I first typed it in as written, you only get the bit on the right, which still takes ages. It goes from J to 0 to 120 and then draws stars. I changed it to 375 to make sure I go around the whole circle. So, I go first. I got the 5 black pieces and then the 4 red pieces. So I'm going to move. I can't move 2 and 3 because you can only move to the centre if you're next to an enemy piece. So I'm going to move number 4. Beep. Now, the computer has only one move to make. I can only make one move now, which is move piece 4 to the empty space. So I have only one move to make. I can move piece 4 to the empty space. So I've played this a few times. Apparently when it looks very simple, but the best players, I have only one move to make, which is move piece 3. The best player, settlers couldn't beat the Maoris at it. And they would gamble and always lose. And you even had cases where there was one Maori versus 10 settlers playing 10 at the same time in 10 different games. And he'd still win. And the first case where a settler actually won was, I think, in the 1850s. However, I'm not sure the spectrum's as good as that. So I can only make one move. I've managed to make myself lose against a browser version. I set the browser version to the best possible player, and eventually it beat me. But it did take a while. Because you can only make one. The only choice you can make is if it's your move and the centre is empty, which it is not. Ah. So hopefully he keeps the centre. Yes, because if he keeps the centre full, then you can sort of squash me, perhaps. I don't know. Again, we're back at this point, which is where we started. Certainly an attractive looking game. It reminds me a bit of Nine Men's Morris. I'm going to keep the centre full. So I don't know if this is helping. Because you need to sort of squash. You need to get your pieces on either side of their pieces, and you're in the middle. So I'm going to try and lose somehow. I don't think I can win, because I'm not very good at this game. So you only get one choice. Yeah, that's the empty space. And we're back to this position again. So I'm going to try and get my pieces together, which is, you don't want to do that. In the hope that he'll beat me. Or it'll beat me, it's the computer, sorry. So I've only got one choice now, and I go back to the start. Yeah. Not sure I'll go back to this one. It's not very. You can generally only make one move at a time. There's only one choice you can make most of the time. And we're back here. Yeah, we could be here all day. I think that's enough for now. This is Racer from Tim Hartnell's giant book of Spectrum games. In this game, created by Scott Vincent, you must drive a racing car around a circuit as quickly as you can without crashing. The faster you go, the more your score increases. So you increase your speed with 0, and you turn right with the 8 key, and left with the 5 key. I think you brake with 9. Oh. User-defined graphics. These car skids more when faster you go. You can go up to 150 miles an hour. Oh. And I've crashed. So 5 to turn left, 8 to turn right. So one thing I noticed when testing it is you can just do donuts. Now, does your score increase with doing donuts? Ah, no, it doesn't. That's a shame. You skid slightly with donuts, so it's no good doing donuts. You only get a score by actually moving. Ah! The keys, I'll be honest with you, 5, 8, 9 and 0 are not the best. I might even go and change them. Has to be skidding around the corner. It's a nice racetrack done with spaces. Certainly more fun than Torere, so I didn't really like. Oh, and I've crashed. I should probably have broke. But, new high score though. Right. It does keep you coming back to it. The only issue is, because it's based on INKEYs, you can't press 2 keys at once. Whereas the Spectrum does cope with actually pressing 3 keys at once. But that's an exercise for the reader. Nice. So you can't... Oh, that's nice. The beats change in turn as you go around the corners. I think probably to represent... you skidding. Full speed. There's another game where you go around a racetrack avoiding... And I've crashed. That was Racer. Our last game today is from the Spectrum book of games. This is Sheepdog Trial. And the aim of the game is to move the sheep into the pen. In the old days, New Zealand had a population of sheep 20 times that of people. It's now dropped to 7. It's still more than that of Australia, though. You control the dog using the arrow keys 5, 6, 7 and 8, and it counts the number of moves you make. According to the book, it's a very realistic simulation, such that the only person to get a score of Super Shepherd is a real sheep farmer who knows how sheep work. There should be 5 sheep, but obviously I think some of the sheep are on top of each other, which will be good for lambing season, presumably. So the sheep will move away from you. If you get too close to the sheep, they will panic and basically teleport around the map, which is a pain. So here, this sheep on the top left is annoying because I need to get around it. It won't move into the fences. Right, you need to move away from me. Down we go. 35 moves. We're not going to get Super Shepherd. I'm hoping for at least competent. 41. 42. That's better. Come on, sheepy. Good dog. Out of the game. Let's have a quick go. So, the first game I played of this, before recording, one of the sheep got stuck against the fence and it wouldn't come off. which was a absolute disaster. You really want to avoid that. You're going to get the sheep together. This one I need to make sure that's it. So go in the right sort of direction. You need to shift, mate. That's it. It does some quite nice maths involving the absolute distance between you and then decide where to go. And if you're too close, they will teleport. I may have mentioned that before. I'm not sure. So now this is not so good because I've got 3 sheep in the middle, which is fine. The sheep at the bottom is in the wrong place. Again, I've already got a worse score. Come on. It is not simple, bizarrely enough. Come by. And that's what sheep's teleported behind me. No. At least you're a great distance away from the sheep. They will not move too much. But they can sometimes just move of their own accord because they're living animals. At least in the context of this game. And once they're in the pen, they can jump out again, which is frustrating. So I've got the sheep at the top. Let's kind of get you to move. Aha, that's good. Oh, too close. So they're not in a bad position now, except I've already got... I'm already much slower. The farmer will not be happy. I think Babe the sheep pig could have done a lot better than me. Come on. That's it. Ah, no. You lot, I've got my eye on you. Bar-ram you. Bar-ram you. Something be true. Bar-ram you. Right, that's 4 of them. Come on. Last one. Come on. Don't make me look like Babe 2 Pig in the City. Better luck next time. Not too bad, not the worst result, but not as good as the first time. Thank you for watching. And be sure to subscribe to Mr. Fletcher's channel. It's really good.